Hello and welcome to Called and Capable, Intentional Parenting for Modern Families. I am Mindy Salyers, your host, Christian educator and counselor, and fellow parent. This is part of the Hinsdale Seventh-day Adventist Church's Closer ministry, where we seek to grow together in our parenting journeys and together in our Jesus walks. This past fall, while mowing the lawn, my daughters discovered an aftermath from the previous night's storm. With the torrential rain and winds that had flooded our yard, water had washed down into our neighbor's low, dark window well down in there. When the water dissipated, it left 3 surprises trapped in a 4-foot depth. Standing above, my 6 and 9-year-old girls looked down and cried, "Mommy, there's 3 frogs down in there. You have to rescue them." Grabbing the step ladder from the garage, I carefully climbed over the corrugated metal liner and down into the recess, all the while hearing cautions to, "Don't squish the froggies, Mommy." Gingerly, I scooped up all 3 toads, dropped them into a mason jar, and handed it up eagerly to waiting arms. "Mommy, you rescued them," the girls cried. And then for the next 2 hours, these delighted little girls took their 3 toads, they named them George, Rain, and Pinky, and they pampered them in a wading pool bath and bedded them down to rest for the night in jack-o'-lantern homes. As I reflect on the storms of this past year, what we're enduring both as parents and families during the COVID-19 pandemic, I think about how you have been flooded with issues such as corona. You maybe have lost income in your family. Maybe you've experienced political unrest that's happening in our country or social inequity. With all that you've undergone and endured, you might feel stuck in an emotionally low and dark place, maybe even struggling with anxiety or depression. You may feel like you need a rescuer to come down and scoop you up. In the midst of all this stress and pressure, our rescuer eagerly awaits in you. He delights in you, and he wants to pamper you and bring you rest. I love how David puts it in Psalm 18, 16, and 19. It says, "He sent me from on high. He took me and he drew me out of many waters. He brought me into a broad place. He rescued me because he delighted in me." Just like I scooped those froggies up from that mess, God promises to scoop us up as worn down, tired, bedraggled parents and bring us peace. God has called you as a parent for your child. In times like this past year, when you feel like you have given all that you have, God has more. He can fill your child's love cup when yours is empty. He can compensate with capability when you have the inability. He can bring restoration when all you can think about is rest. It's in Him that we are enough for our kids. Thanks for joining me for this week's Intentional Parenting for Modern Families. I hope that you'll join me next week as we work together to parent after God's own heart.